What's up? It's the one and only HipHopGamer, Hot 97, Logitech G. I have a legend in the building. I want everybody to put your hands together and give it up for one of the greatest actors of our time, the infamous Morris Chestnut.
Oh, man. I like that. Let's go. I need to get on stage. You're my hype man. I'm hype
son.
Man. Let's get on stage.
Let's get it. I went into. I'm actually an artist too. I make salsa video games. So, but anyway, we're gonna get into this. So, Morris, first question, bro. This is very, very important, bro.
Yeah.
PlayStation or Xbox? What we doing? PlayStation or Xbox?
I'm PlayStation generation. I know everybody's on Xbox, but I've just always been a PlayStation cat. As a matter of fact, that's because when I was playing Mad, I did my thing in the gaming. I did my thing in the gaming section. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you noticed, but I was on I was on the Madden game. I was on.
You was if I'm not mistaken, I think it was the long shot. If I'm not mistaken, I think that was
what happened was I won a previous Madden championship, and so the winner that won, they put you on the next game, and they had me holding up my trophy and everything.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. So I got more gaming questions for you later, but right now we got to jump into our kind of people. So this, like from looking at the trailers and everything, this seems like it's going to be a show that's going to create a lot of uncomfortable conversations and stuff like that. So what I want to ask you is not just only being an actor, but the tone of the show. Like what drew you to it? Like what about this concept made you want to be a part of it, and what you think people are going to get out of it?
Yeah, that's one of the things after reading the script, and I saw that we were going to tackle some issues that may be uncomfortable to discuss within our community. Although that they may be uncomfortable to discuss, they need to be discussed. So that was one of the things that excited me about it. But it's just a world that we really haven't seen on television. We're talking about the Black elite, especially particularly on network television. And so the opportunity to play these characters and convey this life to the world was just something I was just excited about.
Now, this is amazing because it makes me think about Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You know what I'm saying? How you have the Black elite, but then you got, Fresh Prince from Philly coming to see this whole new world. You know what I'm saying? So when I look at this particular setting, one question that may be uncomfortable that may come up is like, there's a part where the girl said, I can't wait to join the sisterhood. And then the girl said, well, you ain't a sister yet. But in everyday life, when we talk about our brothers and sisters, it's like we all supposed to be together. So it's like you deal with color, then you deal with class, you deal with all these things. So what my question to you is, when it comes to maneuvering, around this particular world, what's some of the things that you would want to share, with the audience on the importance of focusing on who you are rather than what you have?
Yeah, that's great. That's a great question. And I think that's important in life in general, not even just particularly with this show or this environment. It's always important to focus on who you are, because you have to know, in my opinion, all is just my opinion. So you have to know who you are to really know where you're trying to get to. Because life throws so many curveballs at you. Life is there's no blueprint to life, right? There's no blueprint to say, okay, I'm gonna go. It's not like college where I just know I have to take, let me have full units every semester, and by the time I'm done, I'll get my degree. Life doesn't work like that. And so you really have to know who you are to be able to deal with the challenges, the extreme challenges of life. In particular with this show, yes, so one of the issues, we do deal with colorism in the show. We do deal with class, different levels of class in this show. And those are things that really need to be talked about, particularly in our community, to where, we feel that we're judged, or people might be feel like they're treated differently because of maybe the colorism or because of how much money they have. And so that's one of the things I'm excited to get into with the show.
Yo, I can't wait, bro. I'm so hyped for this joint, son. So now major question for you. So I just had Cuba Gooding Jr. on the show last week. right? So for me personally, I got Trey and Ricky. Like this in my mind. So I gotta ask you, in terms of your skill set, as an actor and preparation and things of that nature. When you think about your infamous role and that infamous moment in Boys in the Hood, like, can you tell us about how that moment, how it impacted you then, but how it developed your skill set and all the other movies and acting roles that you've gotten along the way that led you to be one of the best we've ever seen in our generation?
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. To me, I try to learn something from every role, from every job. And that particular you brought up Cuba, I was just I was getting so much information from him because he had already been in the industry at that time. I was always asking him questions about the industry. How does this work? How does that work? So you bring him up and bringing up Boys in the Hood, it really took me back to a place to where I was just a young pup. Just in the game, and it takes me back to a good place.
Yo, that's amazing. So now, because I'm a gamer, we got to dive a little deeper. One thing I want to ask you is, and I've been asking a lot of actors this, when it comes to these brand new shows that's coming out, like, have you ever thought about or even spoke with Lee Daniels and all these other people saying, hey, look, with these particular shows, like, we get older over time, there's certain things like that, things change. Have you ever thought about taking this skill set and bringing it into the gaming world and stuff like that? Could you ever see this show actually being a video game one day? And what more would you want to do in the gaming industry in terms of yourself, voice acting, all types of stuff?
So first of all, let me understand. So when you say take the skill set of a show into the gaming world, what exactly do you mean?
Oh, great question. So what I mean is, if you play Grand Theft Auto or something like that, you controlling your character, there's a storyline, and you get a chance to move from point A to point B, play the game, and move further in the story. And a lot of times when you tell a story in a game, you feel more connected because this is something that's interactive versus passive entertainment that you sit and watch. You play a role in controlling it.
Yeah, I mean, doing something like this for that would be great. I think the challenge would be, and it would be a great challenge to figure out, is to how to connect to the gaming world to hold their interest, because there's so much involved in the gaming, right? Gaming is fantasy. I mean, even going back to Dungeons and Dragons back in the day, but it's it's a little bit of fantasy, and it's a little bit of it's fantasy, combining fantasy with the challenge, because that's what the gaming is. It's a challenge basically from getting to point A to point B. And then within that challenge, like you say, the story, it helps enhance the achievement of getting to point B. So that's interesting. I'm gonna think about that. That's interesting.
All right, the reason why I want to ask you that, because when you just talked about like the connection or the bridge, you're looking at them. I'm HipHopGamer for a reason. So I know where it could go, because this is like, I live this life, so I know where it could go. So now my next question and last question regarding gaming, Kevin Durant, Shaquille O'Neal, like so many people, they are a part of different esports organizations. You talked about Madden, and we have a lot of Madden battles, even with different colleges, HBCUs and stuff like that. Do you think that like esports could be something that you could tap into as a whole nother opportunity and revenue stream to grow your portfolio as an actor, and also just as a person that likes to grow financially as well?
Yeah, I mean, trust me, I would love to. I mean, the games have evolved to a point to where I wish I could. One of the reasons why I wasn't able to keep playing Madden, because I watch Madden. I watch the Madden tournaments on ESPN. I'll just be a Madden head forever. But it's hard for me to stay on top of everything that's going on with the game, because in the gaming community, it just changes so dramatically that you really have to invest hours upon hours to be really good. But I would love to, from an investment level and just a kind of like production level, to see what's up with the gaming community, without a doubt.
Okay, so this is going to be perfect. So now my next question, going back to our kind of people, I'd like to ask every actor this, because I know I got a couple more minutes before we wrap up, but I'd like to ask everybody this, period. What was a moment in your life, Morris, when you felt like you was at your lowest, and things couldn't get any worse, but you managed to find strength in that moment that allowed you to be successful today?
That's a good question. I will say this. First of all, there are a lot of low moments in my life. I mean, I have a lot of high moments, but I have a lot of low moments because that's what being a human being is. And no one is completely high all of the time. Without getting into specifics, but there was a moment even before I started acting to where it was a low moment in my life, and I just knew that it just fueled me to want to get better and want to be better and just want to accomplish a number of things. So I have those moments.
Amazing. So now when we talk about the title of Our Kind of People, the co-stars that you work with on this particular show, how have they bettered your skill set just being on set, working with them, working with Lee Daniels, like just work with everybody, period? How has, even now, as great as you are, how are you getting better just being a part of this show? And on top of that, when you talk about Our Kind of People, what is your kind of people?
So it's interesting. I'll be the first to say I don't know everything. And I learned some. I think I learned something. I like to say I learned something. If not, I can't say every day, but I'm always constantly learning. And even working with the people that I'm working on set now, we have some younger people who they're not newer to the industry, but they're fairly new to to TV shows. I learned from them. I just learned from watching people, from talking to people, and that's part of being an actor, because as an actor, we draw from our own experiences. And so the more experience you have through life, the stronger you become, or you should become as an actor, because you have more things to draw from. So, and what was your second part of your question?
Yeah, so the second part of the question was the term Our Kind of People. What would be your kind of people that you feel lift you up and make you want to just be the best you can be? Like earlier, you say I could be your hype man. I would love to do that. You know what I'm saying? But like Our Kind of People, what would be your kind of people? Because I think people need to understand that there is a standard and a status to be able to elevate.
The one thing with me is I've always really kind of focused on myself. I appreciate, like, you being my hype man. I appreciate that. I would love to go on stage with you. You hype me up, but I've never looked for my kind of people to influence my life, because unfortunately, and you can't blame people. Most people have their own interest in mind, and so there could come a point to where you invest so much time and energy in someone, and then they have to make a decision that's best for them that may not be good for you. So I don't really look for those types of things in people. I take people at face value. But if I had to say my kind of people, I just like to talk to and chill with just good people who have good intentions, people who are positive. I like to be around positive energy.
Amazing. I love it, man. So now another thing I want to talk about, and this is back on the esports side of thing. There's a major team called FURIA. They are based out in Brazil, but they're the top 3 esports organization in the world globally. And we're about to do some major stuff. You know what I'm saying? Wow. So me personally, bro, I would love for you to give them a shout out. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm actually about to be a part of them. You know what I mean? And when we talking about, it could be an opportunity here to bring you in. So, like, on the count of 3, bro, I just would love for you to give a shout out to FURIA. Like, you know how you say Fury? Well, it's called FURIA. They're a big team, and they do a lot of good work. Like, they actually build houses for a lot of the homeless out in Brazil. And there's a lot of things that, so yeah, it's not just about gaming. We really do community work, and I would love for you to give them a shout out. So yeah, on the count of 3, just give a shout out to FURIA Esports. 1, 2, 3.
What up, FURIA Esports? It's your boy, Morris Chestnut. Keep doing you. Proud of you guys doing that community work.
Love it, man. So now, when it comes to back to just some of the challenges that you faced in your career as an actor and stuff like that, one thing I would love to ask you personally, I have a program called Gaming and Guidance, and we utilize gaming to bring people together to create guidance to build their character and stuff like that. So Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So we do this. So what I want to ask you, Morris, is what was something that either somebody told you or somebody or you something that you seen and witnessed that made you realize that, hey, you know what? If I utilize this in my life, I can not only make myself better and impactful, but I can also impact others. What's one or two things that you've encountered that help build your character?
I would say, there are some things that happened in my life, but to that, I would say that I think one of the most important things is that I've always tried to do my best and do the right thing in every situation. I mean, we're all flawed. And I've always just really focused on making sure that I'm trying to learn and get better at life every single day. And that's the foundation. People have to realize that you yourself, you are the foundation of your life. It's not the cars, it's not the money, it's not the girl who's pretty. It's not that. You are the foundation. Become centered and solid at that. And then realize that you really can't help other people until you really help yourself and get yourself on solid footing. And those are the things that I kind of just try to take with me. I would say that.
September 21st, the show come out. I'm hyped. Everybody make sure y'all tune in to our kind of people. Morris Chestnut, the legend. Bro, I know we never met in person before. This is our first time talking, but I'm honored, humbled, love you, and I know you're going to bless us with your greatness when we see you September 21st once again. Thank you, brother. Thank you, man.
Rod, I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Always. Y'all take care, man. It's the one and only HipHopGamer, Logitech G, on your Hot 97 every day. That's my word. God bless y'all. We out of here. Peace.
HipHopGamer, Logitech.